Spring 1805. The Corps of Discovery started again up the Missouri. Next stop, the Pacific Ocean. Every foot of the way was set down by William Clark. Every object of interest, everything that went to make up this vast new land was noted carefully by Meriwether Lewis. And every stroke of the oar seemed to enrage the Missouri. They would not be denied. They made the boats move, always upstream, always ahead. When they needed smaller craft, they hollowed canoes out of the forests. Every new mark on the map was etched in hardship, anxiety, courage. They put names on the land and waters, past Maria's River, onto the Great Falls, and then to the dilemma of the Three Forks. They called them the Gallatin, Madison, and Jefferson Rivers, and went up the Jefferson Fork, coming in sight of the great mountains that divide a continent, the Rockies. Here they met the first Indians since leaving the Mandans in spring. They were hopeful of aid.
I told you Jenny there would come in handy when we found the Shoshones.
I'm amazed Sacagawea can still talk to her people. She certainly wasn't any help when it came to finding their villages. How's your rheumatism, Billy?
Well, it'll be fine if Jenny can talk Kamiawait into giving us some horses and some help getting over those mountains. What's she talking about, Charbonneau?
Well, Charbonneau does not understand Shoshone talk. But I told her to tell the chieftain about the great white father to the east, the blessings of the white man's trade, the usual...
I'm beginning to feel like a drummer selling his wares. Every time we sit down with the Indians, it's the same sales talk over again.
Drouillard's outside giving the braves gifts. He should have a big effect with this tribe. They've never seen a white man before or a firearm of any sort. And the Shoshones are a hungry bunch. They're no match for the Blackfeet. They don't even get their fair share of buffalo. If they could trade with the states, they'd have a chance to prosper and...
Charbonneau, what's the matter?
No. Sacre de nom, it is not possible.
What are you talking about?
Gentlemen, I am the Usbanto royalty. Sacagawea, you will not believe this. Long ago, she was kidnapped, as you know. But she did not know or remember her position. She is the sister to the chieftain, Kamiawait.
Why, then Janie can get us what we want.
Oh, oui? No. Although Kamiawait will probably do as she asks, she has no real standing.
But she's his sister.
Certainement. But Sacagawea is still only a squaw.
With the help of Sacagawea's tribe, the party obtained horses and guidance. Up and over the Rocky Mountains. They found the beginnings of the river that could carry them downstream, down to the Pacific. The men were heartened. The rest of the journey would be downhill. But difficult as the journey up the Missouri had been, it was nothing to the harrowing trip down these roaring cataracts. Through the country of the Nez Perce, down Snake River into the Columbia, down Homley Rapids, past Mount Adams and the Cascades, and out to the ocean. Yes, there came the day when William Clark wrote in his journal, "Ocean in view." Winter 1805. The Corps of Discovery on the Pacific shore near the mouth of the Columbia River. Fort Clatsop was built, and the men waited.
I say marry her, Billy.
What?
Judy Hancock, marry her. Much better than naming rivers after her. An honor she may never hear of.
I'll marry her and name rivers after her.
You're an incurable optimist, Billy.
There'll be a ship along any day now to pick us up. The president knows it's about
Do you
time.
really expect a ship?
No.
It's been deadly dull for months. Not enough happening. No tobacco, no meat. Fort Clatsop. Clatsop. Have you ever heard a name with fewer possibilities than Clatsop?
Don't worry. You won't be here much longer. I've started planning a trip back home. On foot.
But we haven't any horses.
That's what I said. On foot.
Private Shannon reporting, sir. Relieved of the watch.
What do you have to report, Shannon?
Nothing, sir. And a great deal of it, I might add.
You can take a report back to the men for us. Tell them so far the trip has been easy. If they can stay alive during the walk back home again, then they've passed the real test.
March 23rd, 1806. The Corps of Discovery walked away from the Pacific Ocean. Its goal, the Atlantic. Back they toiled along the Columbia and over the Rockies. Clark took one party down the Yellowstone River to further explore and map possible routes of travel. Lewis took another party on toward the Missouri. At the juncture of the Yellowstone and Missouri, the parties met and continued to Fort Mandan. Only 1,600 miles to St. Louis. But back at Locust Hill, Meriwether Lewis' mother received a caller, an old neighbor and good friend.
Lucy, I have a conscience that's been bothering me about your son and about yourself.
Have you heard anything definite?
Nothing, only that Indian rumor has it that the party was last seen crossing the Rocky Mountains, heading for the ocean to the west. And that news, who knows how old it is.
Oh, believe me, Mr. President, I hold no false hopes.
You know, Lucy, those two young men aren't the first I've sent to pry the lid off the wilderness. But in this case, I feel I've sent men very dear to me. And to what fate? Torture, starvation, death. Did I do wrong, Lucy, to send your young man?
No, Tom. You gave Meriwether and William a chance for greatness, a chance to make their country great.
Thank you, my dear. And may God prove all our fears to be foolish. For if Lewis and Clark are on their way home, they'll travel faster than rumor itself.
Listen to them, Mern. They sound happier than we do.
St. Louis, Billy. They've got a right to be happy. It's all over. No more rotted elkskin clothing. No more choked cherry root medicine. No more Corps of Discovery.
We did it, Mern. And now I'm going to get married. Judy Hancock, here I come.
I'll go on to Washington and present our reports to President Jefferson. I just can't believe it.
Look here, Mern. It's all over but the shouting. What we did only needs doing once. Thank heaven.
It is together that we remember Lewis and Clark, for together they unveiled America's destiny and strengthened the claim of the United States to the Pacific Northwest. Neither could have done it alone.